What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Oketra, God of Kitty Cats. Meow. Okay, we're playing against Drana. Alright, I like this. As far as opening hand goes, we've got Midnight Haunting, Oblivion Ring, Banisher Priest. Yes, we will keep on this one. Sounds great. Don't have a mana rock or anything, but we do have a little bit of token action, a little bit of removal in the Banisher Priest, and a little bit of card draw with the it's White's card draw with Wall of Omens. It is what it is. Not the best, but hey, we'll take it. We're playing Oketra, the true double strike, indestructible. She cannot attack or block unless you control 3 other creatures, so we're looking at 4 total creatures on the battlefield. Then for 4 mana, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Playing Drana, she is flying, and then for X, double black, target creature gets -0, -X until end of turn, and then Drana gets +X, +0 until end of turn. Okay, drawn to Dave Judgment. Let's go get this down. Let's go for the Wall of Omens, the Ancestral Wall of Visions, whatever you need to call it. Get down Wall of Omens. We're gonna get that card draw going, and then we'll see what we draw, and then we'll just go and pass turn because we have nothing else to do. We have no more mana. Doesn't matter what we want to do. Okay, covered our opponent's commander, our commander. We are good to go. We're good to chat. So this is Oketra. If you missed the deck tech, we have a pretty heavy, nice little Voltron package for Oketra. But at the same time, we're running a lot of token stuff to make sure that we have Oketra online. So, but it's not necessarily like full blown like pump for tokens. I mean, it's just good value stuff. That's what we're going for. Anointed Procession. All right. Sounds pretty good. Let's go and get the planes down. Let's go ahead and not swing in with Wall of Omens. Do we want to extra planar lens something? We're looking at 4 mana. That'll put us online for Anointed Procession the following turn or for Oketra. Yeah, let's go extra planar lens. Black has a hard time dealing with artifacts. I think there's only like outside of some like crazy mana requirements. I think there's like one enchantment where you can sacrifice a creature to destroy an artifact, and then there's something else you can do. I think there's like 2 options, but I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, so we can safely get down the extraplanar lens for after we've explained it that long. But yeah, so if we get the planes next turn, we're looking at 6 total mana. But once we get down the Anointed Procession, then we'll be in a good spot where hopefully we can kind of start. Enters the battlefield, target player sacks a creature. Uh-oh. Wall of Omens, alright, man. So good. But yeah, we're going to lose Wall of Omens. That's a bummer. Oh well. Okay, Wall of Omens, adios muchacho. So we draw into Fiend Hunter. Do we want to go for that? We want to go for that. We can go for Oblivion Ring, take care of let's go and go for Oketra. They might have Fleshbag in the hand, but we're not, are we that scared of Fleshbag? No, let's go for Anointed Procession. Let's go for that. Let's get that down. I like that better. We get down Anointed Procession, then we get into spots where if we want to rip a Midnight Haunting, this can be 4 spirit creature tokens on the battlefield. If we hit any of our other token stuff, then we'll really start to amplify that out. So, but yeah, Anointed Procession, man. I'm really glad they printed it. If you're not familiar with it, if an effect basically doubles the number of tokens that you would generate. So we're looking at Midnight Haunting, create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens. That's going to be 4 instead. So pretty good. Servo Exhibition. Keep wanting to call it say I don't know why I keep messing that one up. Do we want to go for Servo or the Midnight Haunting? So we'll be able to chump block on one of the gatekeepers. Let's just go ahead and get these servos out of the way. Just get those bodies on the battlefield. Ooh, don't want to tap that much. Alright, 1, 2. That's going to be 4 total. Then we get into spots where if we don't hit the land drop next turn, we're just going to go for Oketra, and then we'll have some nice little, we'll be online to start swinging in. Alright, so we're going to go and pass turn. Once we finally hit our planes, second plane, we're at turn 5, will be turn 6 next turn. Hopefully we hit the planes. We'll get that down, and then oh my goodness, there's a, the news is on, and somebody was driving, and there was a snake that crawled out from under their hood while they were driving, and it was a copperhead. So it was pretty creepy. Okay, so we got gateway. Sorry, that just kind of caught me off guard because I thought about what if a copperhead jumped out of my out of my car while I was driving. All right, so we're gonna get the sword down. We're gonna put it on one of our servo creatures. Looking at 1, 2. That way we can search up a planes to get that on the battlefield, and we're probably gonna lose it to the Vampire Nocturnus more than likely, but. It's okay. We could send the whole crew in if we want to. They may not block, and we maybe get in for 3, put them down to 27. Okay, I like that. Let's go and send the whole crew in. We're going to get the sword trigger. That way we can grab ourselves a nice little basic, put it on the battlefield, be online for 6 mana. And if things get a little too crazy, we still have Dave Judgment to kind of blow the board up. So let's go and get the planes down. It comes into play tapped. Get in for 3. Alright, they got the chump block on the servo token with the sword, getting in for 3, and then they have the Call the Bloodline on top of their library, so we'll be able to take a Bajuka block. Alright. We really don't have that. I mean, with Wall Omens and servo out of the graveyard, so it's not that crazy. Alright, so now that we finally hit the plains, if we don't hit the land drop next turn, I'm almost tempted to go sword again, depending on how they swing in. That way it's going to put us on for 8 mana, and then we'll really kind of open ourselves up, and we have like 3 pieces of removal. We have a board wipe to kind of wipe it out, so even if they do get down Drana, we can at least kind of spot removal, take care of her with the Fiend Hunter and the Banisher Priest, so that'll be pretty nice. See how they want to swing in. It's just a lane on top of their library, so they're not going to have an active Vampire Nocturnus. That's a fun vampire card right there. If you have not built a vampire deck for Commander, definitely build it. Vampire Nocturnus is really good in the deck. I mean, it feels old school with the play top card of your library. If it's a black card, then creatures get +2/+1. I don't know. There's just something just like that random element to it that makes it like just a lot of fun. Okay, Vampire Outcast, Bloodthirst 2. So we get a little 4/4 body. Maybe Day of Judgment that we're going to go for the sword. So we're looking at 6 total mana, so we can still go ahead and get down the Oketra's Monument. Looking at 1, 2, 3, equip for 1. And then next turn we're looking at 4, let's say 7, 9 coming across, puts us down to 10. If we go for the Vampire Nocturnus, the +2, then we're looking at 6, 11, and a 15 comes down, puts us down to 4. So if we go and go sword, we can equip the sword, get that plains on the battlefield, and then we're going to still go and go for a Day of Judgment anyway. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to go and put it on one of the servo tokens. We're still going to leave that at 4 mana for Day of Judgment, that we can blow all the creatures up, and we'll still go and get in there for you a little bit extra. They're going to have that lifelink, which is kind of going to negate this out, but we'll still go and send the whole crew in, because we're going to go for Day of Judgment anyway. Let's go and grab the plains. Put that on the battlefield. There we go. Coming in hot for 4. Probably going to see the Vampire Outcast block on the nice little 2/2 servo token over here. There we go. Going to connect for 2, but then going to gain 4, so going to go up 2 on this one. And let's go and just tap out for the Day of Judgment. Let's destroy all creatures. Adios. Get out of here, vampires. Okay. Opponent has Bajuka Bog on top. Anything else? No, we're going to go on past turn. Alright, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 mana next turn. We can go for Oketra's Monument and get down Oketra. Then we get into spots where we can go for Fiend Hunter or Banisher Priest and then get a little bit extra value off the Oketra's Monument the following turn. It's going to make our creature spells cost 1 less, and then we're also going to get those 1/1 white warrior creature tokens on the battlefield that'll help us get into spots where we can start jamming Oketra coming across. And our opponent's commander does have flying, so we do have Midnight Haunting. That way we can get at least 4 blockers on the battlefield to kind of keep her from swinging in. Our opponent will have the spot removal active to kind of take care of him, but, ooh, Eldritch Norn, what's up? How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Let's go ahead and go for Oketra. Does that sound good? Let's get the Oketra's Monument down. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get down Oketra. Let me see. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3. We could go on Exile and get a little bit extra value going off Oketra. Or we could just straight up Oblivion Ring it. Let's go ahead and let's go Fiend Hunter, then we'll get down Oketra the following turn, and we'll get a few more tokens going. Yeah, let's do that. I think I like that. Go for a little bit more of a tempo style play. Let's go for Fiend Hunter. We're going to get that warrior creature token, and then next turn we can go for Eldritch Norn or go for Oketra, get her down. Oh, and those double warrior tokens. Oh yeah, love it. Okay, so we're going to exile the Drana. She's going to hit the graveyard. Not graveyard, hit the command zone. Yes, we're going to use that ability. She goes back to the command zone. Anything else? We don't have enough. Oh, dang it, we could have gone for the Midnight Haunting. I should have used that last mana floating. Anything else? No, we're going to go on past turn. Okay. I was thinking in my head, I was like, all right, we're going to save it for Banisher Priest if they recast it, but it's their turn. Sorry. Early morning video. Let's get the commander back up. So we're looking at 7 total mana. They do have Crypt coming out of the graveyard for 3. So really, they're just kind of just going to break even on the Crypt. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so either way, if they tap for the Crypt, there's only 3 creature cards in the graveyard, so they're just going to basically get even on that one. So as far as next turn goes, we have that 8 mana. We're probably going to go for Oketra, and then the following turn we can get down Eldritch Norn and kind of get that nice little bonus coming across for our creatures. But yeah, I should have gone for the last bit of mana. I should have gone for the Midnight Haunting, so sorry about that. Blood Husk Ritualist. Okay, kick 3 times, enters the battlefield, target opponent, discards a card for each time it was kicked. Okay. So what? We're gonna have to discard 3 of our cards. How do we know sequence this? Um, I think we want to hold on to Elish Norn for sure. It'd be nice to have Banisher Priest, Oblivion Ring. We do have an active Oketra. Yeah, let's just go and go Elish Norn. We're gonna hold on to it. Discard 3 cards: Banisher Priest, O Ring, Midnight Haunting. Yeah, I wish we would have. Well, actually, if we hadn't discarded that Midnight Haunting, we'd have to discard the Elish Norn. So, but I didn't plan it. It was still a bad mistake. I should have gone for the Midnight Haunting with that extra mana. But hey, worked out in the end. So even though it wasn't the desired effect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tap out for Elish Norn over here. So we're looking at 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Elish Norn. And we'll still have one more to get down for the expedition map. Pump our creatures, take care of our opponent's creatures, get down the expedition map, use that one last mana floating. Oh yeah, beautiful, love it. It's going to come in hot, so we're looking at 3, 6. We got 9 coming across. So right now we're just kind of looking out for a board wipe. That would be something that would not be good for us. But at this point right now, we still have Oketra coming out of the command zone. We haven't really been hitting our land drops other than going for sword, so we're very thankful for the sword in our hand. But at this point, we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12. We've got 15 coming across, 4 with Elish Norn, and then once we get Oketra, we can start activating her ability because we're gonna be able to get her down for 2 planes, and then we can use that last plane to create 2 more White Warrior creature tokens on the battlefield with the Oketra's Monument. So, well, opponent had a Victim of the Night, so that's hey, that's Commander. But that's pretty good though. You can just see where having Anointed Procession down in something like Elish Norn is just really, really, really good. See what else is our opponents going for. They still have 1, 2, 3. They have 3 mana they can go for. They are at 1, 2, 3. They do have 4 total creature cards in the graveyard now. So they're getting into spots where they'll be able to get a little bit extra value out of that crypt now. Pay 1 life. Pay 1 life, put the top card of your library into your graveyard, discard a card, sack, destroy target creature. Alright, let me double check that. Okay, pay 1 life, right? I forgot, I remember this card. I remember thinking about how cool it was that it was so, a lot of stuff you had to set up, but they already activated. So, discard a card, sack it, destroy target creature. Alright, so now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they still have 5 creature cards in the graveyard off that crypt. And they still have 2 mana left, which they can, if they want to, put a level up counter on the assassin. But either way, we're still going to be able to get down Oketra, have her online, and then start going for the extra little value creatures. Okay. Draw into a plains. Let's go and get the plains down. Let's go ahead and swing in. Yeah, it just doesn't really have anything going on. Yeah, let's go and push in hot for 4. Come in hot for 4. Then we're going to go for Oketra on the back end. She's going to have that indestructible. And then we'll hold off on the token generators just in case, whatever. We're going to get down Oketra, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Create a White Warrior creature token. Then let's go ahead and crack the expedition map so we can make the land drop for the turn. What are we going to grab at this point? We're looking at 1, 2. We have 5 total planes in the hand. Let's go and grab Mishra's Factory. Does it sound good? We have a little 2/2 body. I think I like that. Yeah, let's go and grab Mishra's Factory. Oh, and then, excuse me, we played the planes for the turn. We still have 4 mana left that we can go for the Oketra. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass turn. Okay. So, we still have the activation to get a few more creatures on the battlefield. Unfortunately, I realized we had made the planes drop earlier after we cracked that expedition map, so I'm not going to be able to get that down. But we can still get it down the following turn and then swing in if we need to. Or we can activate it if our opponent gets some sort of sacrifice ability out there. We can activate Mishra and get it out there. So, but we're looking, we have 6 total tokens right now. We're going to be able to activate Oketra, get into 8 of them. So we're looking at 8 coming across versus 15. See what they're going to tap out for. If they're tapping out for Drana right now, Butcher of Malakir. Whenever another Butcher or another creature you control dies, each opponent sacks a creature. Okay. But luckily with the Anointed Procession, it's not that bad. We're going to be able to get around that. But especially if they do chump block with the Assassin, we're going to have to start sacking some creatures. But we've got a ton of mana, and that's just an activated ability. So we can start dumping some of those cat creatures next turn. And then plus we still have, if we need to sack Mishra's Factory or something like that, we can go for that. But we're going to make some cats. Meows. We're going to rub our paws together. I don't. It's just. Okay. I just keep thinking about Oketra. Like, playing in the litter box or doing some of the stuff my cat does, and it's hard not to think about that. Okay, we're gonna go for Oketra. We're gonna create those warrior tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna get 2 of them. Oh yeah, lovely. Path to Exile. That's actually a really good draw. Let's go and get down Mishra's Factory. Let's go for the Path to Exile on Butcher. We'll just go and do that main phase at this point. Tap for 1 white. That way we're not having to play around the sack outlet if they start killing some of their own creatures, whatever, and they didn't level up the assassin. We're going to be able to chunk in some nice little damage for 8. Probably going to see the assassin block on the Oketra. And then opponent said good game, but I guess... Oh, okay, opponent scoops it up. That's a good game. Yeah, so we drew Path to Exile. We're going to take care of the Butcher of Malik here. We do have Oketra swinging in. We have 8 tokens swinging in for 8. It's going to put our opponent down to 7. It's not the end of the world, but I guess, as far as what our opponent had in their head, and they weren't really feeling what they had. So Path to Exile gets it done, and then we still had some Mishra's Factory the following turn to kind of push in and connect some damage. We also still had Sword of the Animus. We're going to connect onto Oketra. That would give her a nice little 4-6 double strike, but more than likely we'd see the assassin block on Oketra at being a 4-6. But you can really see where Oketra's Monument is just a really good card. Even if you're playing, even if you're not playing mono white, having the reduced cost, your white creature spells cost 1 less, and then on top of that you get an extra 1/1 white warrior creature token. And then when you have something like Anointed Procession on the battlefield, start getting some extra value out of that. So that's always really nice. So, all right. Oketra, kitty cat, god of all meows. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.